All right, it looks like we are once again live. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Yankees Dangerous Society Gun Chat. We are still over here on the backup channel, or not backup channel, car channel. It's definitely not a backup channel. We are over here now because we are still banned on YouTube from doing live chats because we are a danger to the YouTube community because we saw if a gun fit in a holster or not on a live chat. How dare we? But we're over here now. Like I said, don't need to do the spiel because most of the spiel is telling y'all how to do live chats and stuff, and super chats. Can't do those. I think most everybody knows if you want to support the channel, especially now while we're shadow banned, pretty much demonetized, fully banned from live chats, and I'm stressing because we got some doggies we need to do something for and other stuff, and I ain't got the money for it right now because things are down so low, Patreon's down so low, etc. Oh, I made a mistake today looking at my trend on Patreon. It's like as soon as I opened Patreon, it did really well, and then and nowadays it's last 2 years it's just been next to nothing. But like I said, so I'm a panicking a little bit. But otherwise, I'm pouring my drink here. Hold on a second. We'll do what we can do. And I want to say a special thanks to people that have been sticking with us through everything and trying to help. You can't do super chats. You can go over and become a patron on patreon.com. We desperately need patrons. If you want to support pets and vets and stuff. If you want to support TY Triple P, you can go over and become a Subscribe Star supporter, or you can buy merchandise. We put up new merch today. The Woodsy Owl went up. Where is that one? I'll show everybody it before we move on here. There it is. There's the Give a Hoot final. This is the Woodsy Owl design I just put up today. I even did a video to go along with it. It still didn't really do any good. That's one of the things panicking about. Sales are so low right now. And I've made new product and everything. I don't know what to do, why they're so low. But that's because I don't know how to advertise it. I get all these emails all the time on my social media about advertise and grow your Shopify store. But those are not the people you want to use because those are people searching for business. So I'm not really sure what to do. If anybody out there knows how to advertise your stuff, let me know. But there's the new design right there. It says, don't fuck with people or their stuff. Give a hoot. Don't make me shoot. Woodsy Owl. Like I said, one of the simplest rules in life, if people would live by it, where there'd be a lot less trouble, is if just don't bother other people or their stuff. And things would be a lot nicer in the world. In that video, I also talked about how it's safer nowadays than ever before. And of course, you get these people come in here and just prove my point. One guy came in and said, I used to be a cop in Shreveport, and I'll tell you, it didn't used to be as dangerous around here as it is now. Now you go in and you got to have a gun. And I go and I look at the crime ratings, the homicide ratings, etc. for Shreveport, higher in the 1970s than they are now. Definitely higher in the 90s than they are now. Yeah, so I'm like, well, that's just selective memory reinforced by what you're being told by media. It's not the reality. And it's a shame how many people think that that is the reality when it is not. But there, like I said, there's the Woodsy. I stylized Woodsy a little bit, but I still think I like the way he looks there. And I like this design. If anybody wants it and wants to support TY and Triple P, go on over my website. It's over there now. The design's a little different on the hat because a lot of times these designs don't fit well on the hat. So on the hat, it's more of the text is off to the side like that right there. It still says, don't fuck with people or their stuff. Give a hoot. Don't make me shoot. But he's off to the side of the text because it just doesn't lend itself to fitting in a circle and still being big enough to actually read. So sometimes I have to change them for the hats. But still, same overall design. I think we sold one thing, or no, maybe we didn't. I don't know. I'll check in a minute if we need to read any sales. But like I was saying, we can't do super chats or nothing. But if anybody wants to do a chat, I will put the link at the upper part of the video here. You can go over to PayPal and do a chat. There is a place there where you can put a super chat in there. You can donate what you want. And the good thing about it is it all goes to, or a much bigger chunk of it goes to Fur Friends Animal Rescue, because by the time YouTube takes out fees and then takes out their share, I'm lucky if I get half of any donation that's done through YouTube. This is done through PayPal, so I get to keep the vast majority, like 90-something% of it. Yeah. Let's see here. What was I doing? I read. We're going to be doing the drawings tonight for the silver bullet and for the friend gun. We'll be doing those here in just a little bit. Probably do them halfway through the chat. Also, there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, all the people that are judges for TYM Triple P, I sent you the entries. You basically just have to weed one out, because we only got 5 entries this month, and we're choosing 4 winners out of 5 entries. That's what I tell you. Not only do we not have the money to keep it going, but there's really no interest in the program. There's not that many people applying because most people don't know about it. So, like I said, we'll do what we can. But like I said, it's one of them days where I'm stressing. It's just kind of like a culmination of things. But let's see where I'm at here. Let me put this over to. Boom. All right. I need to see if I need to read anybody who did buy product today, so that we can say thank you for supporting TYM Triple P. There's no one over here. Let's see over here if there's any orders. There's one order here. And it's for a coffee mug. Thomas Musato bought himself a Give a Hoot coffee mug. That's the design I just showed you. I like that. It's colorful too, I think. Even though it's got a lot of brown in it, I think I like the colors of it. I say that because I chose them, but not the colors of Woodsy. I didn't choose those. I went pretty true to the old design. But let's get over here, see if there's any questions coming in. What is that? Oh, President Trump. Keep your filthy hands off what? Keep your filthy hands off George Washington. I don't know what they'll fundraise on anything. But let me get over here, see if there's any questions coming in. Good evening, ye old fartette. Top chat or live chat? I'm on live chat tonight. Are you thinking about making the owl design into a flag, especially a small size? If anybody wants them, I will. But got my triple pack of TYMP stickers. Thanks. They were probably there for a while. I just don't like checking the mail very often either. My shirt I won is on its way. Well, good. I'm glad it's on its way. You must have got a tracking number. Good evening, Yank. Can I use Flitz metal polish to bring the barrel of my Beretta Brigadier to a stainless steel or inox finish? What would you recommend, or is it better to buy a new barrel? Well, it depends what you want to do. I mean, you can definitely polish. Even if it's carbon steel, you can polish it up to be shiny. If you want it to be shiny, high polish it, I would be okay with that. Because still haven't gotten his flags. Those were supposed to be reshipped a while ago. Let me put down another note to make sure. I'll just reorder those tonight. I'll just reorder you new ones and cancel the old order. Luckily, hopefully I can do it. It's for Harry Schnauzer. Let me put flags under here so I don't forget. All right. The only bad thing about things being drop shipped is I don't really know what's going on at any given time. But I don't have to ship stuff, so that's good. But yes, I would say if you want to polish a barrel on a Beretta, you can do that. You can polish it, even if it's carbon steel. If you high polish it, it'll still be pretty corrosion resistant. But I wouldn't want to make it a brushed finish if it's carbon, because it'll start to pit and rust and all this other stuff quite quickly. But you can polish it, and flits will work for polishing it if you want a shiny barrel. Otherwise, I would make sure the barrel's stainless if I was going to leave it with a rougher finish or a brushed finish and leave it silver, because whenever you brush it or leave it with a matte finish, that puts dimples or scratches in the surface to diffuse the light, and it also gives places for corrosion to take hold. But if it's high polished, that's not there. Let's see, Randy King just did a super chat. Let's see what he had to say. Activity, all transactions. Did Randy King, wait, who bought the, hold on, purchase? When is this? 5, 6, it's put it in here twice for some reason. I don't know why it's saying it twice. I think it might have charged you twice. Did you do something wrong? A little something for the pets, said Randy King. I think it might have put your thing in there twice. I don't know if it actually charged you twice, but I'm seeing 2 comments. Oh, well, we'll see. Just got a picture from Paul, and he just did a modification to his Tacoma, newest mod for his Tacoma. And here's the picture. Share screen, window, boom, 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 boom. Looks like you put a new grill on it. Is that what the mod is? The grill? I think it's the grill, because I don't think that's the stock grill. Looks good. I like the way the Tacomas look, period. So I'm a big Toyota Tacoma fan. I don't like the fact that they went to the 2-liter the 4-cylinder supercharged engines for them. I would rather they put a V6 in there. But the turbo V6 from the Tacoma or from the Tundra would be perfect in there, if you ask me. Because I think it's a little underpowered, but the older ones with the V6s I like. Well, I like all of them, but although right now, if I had to buy a smaller truck, I think it would be the Ranger Raptor. And mainly because they went to the 4-cylinders in the Tacomas. Let me close that. Boom. I remember in the 70s, crime was so bad in New York City, most people thought Escape from New York wasn't too far from reality. It's because people have no perspective. but yeah, it was a lot worse back then. Remember, walk around Times Square in 1975 through 1990, and it was not great. It wasn't great at all. Crime rates were just higher, period. And just violent crime rates. And here's another thing they do nowadays to make it, if you go back and you look at in 1975, what qualified as a violent crime. And the list was shorter than it is now of what qualifies as a violent crime. So not only is it lower, but it's lower even including things that they didn't include back in the 70s. But they do that so that they can pump up the numbers and keep you scared. And so that the media will have something to talk about. Here they have lower reported crime because the police department won't even take a report on many crimes now. Well, those usually aren't violent crimes. Those are just minor crimes, like property crimes and stuff. It doesn't really affect the major crime ratings. But violent crime is down, homicides are down, everything since the 70s, 60s and 70s. Well, hell, since the 1800s. If you look at a chart that rates it back as far as records have been taken, it just goes. Then Then it levels off a bit in the 80s and 90s, and then back down a little bit more. Someone, he said the puppies are starting to feel better. He attached a video. Oh, they're growling. Let me see if I can get it to. Can I get it to play outside the damn? Why is it not here? Okay, there. Let's see if I can share this. These are the puppies we're going to try to do something for here soon. Let's see. Here they go. You can see them here. Look it up. Oh. There. Look like they're doing a little better. They're like fetus. But we'll be doing something for them soon. There's also a list over on Amazon. I'll put the link in the chat over here. There's the link if you want to go over and help buy some supplies for them over on Amazon. Feel free to do that, and then we will also do something soon for them. Here's the picture of his actual add-on right here. He added the red letters. Boom. There's what he got. I like the red letters. That's a nice accent. That's a nice accent. I don't know what year that is, but I like that accent. I always like a little splash of red on things. It looks nice on red truck, black trucks, red trucks, or whatever. A little flash of red on the blue trucks. What I meant, not black, not red. You know, even the green trucks and the tan trucks. I like that putty tan that's so popular. I think that always looks good with some black and a splash of red in it. Good color combination, in my opinion. Where am I? Where am I? There's a hidden chamber filled with government secrets behind Mount Rushmore. Thoughts? I don't think Mount Rushmore is very small. I think people mistakenly think it's gigantic. It's not. It's pretty small. I see these in TV shows and movies where they're like, I'm hanging off of the nose of one of the characters. Yeah, and it's like the nose is gigantic and they're like a little thing. I'm like, that's not the size of Mount Rushmore. I sent you an email of my Tacoma mod. Oh, I just saw and showed that. Did you send out all the subscribe star stickers? Yes, I did. I haven't received mine yet. Well, they all went. I will be doing a call soon for people who didn't get theirs. Let me know, and I'll resend some. Someone said his got there with the packaging pretty chewed up, so I think some of them had a little trouble getting through the sorting machines. That's always the case to a certain degree. Difference between 340 PD versus 360 PD, only hammerless. I was reading the 357 out of there is not pleasant. Just do what you say. Train with 38 special, carry 357. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's if you're going to train with that gun, yeah, just train with 38 special because it's not fun to shoot with 357. But the difference is, and it's not the difference is that they're hammerless. It's one is an internal hammer and one is an external hammer. One is an external spurred hammer and one's an internal hammer. Still got a hammer. It's just internal. So that's the biggest difference between the two of them. One's internal hammer, one's external hammer. Top speed today. I didn't go nowhere, so probably 3 miles an hour tops. I don't think I even jogged or ran for anything today. I got up early today because I went to bed unusually early last night. I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night. Wasn't feeling real good. I was all stressed out, not feeling great. So I went to bed. I got up early this morning. I got up about 5 and I did stuff around the house and other things and did some filming of some stuff and all this other stuff. And then I laid back down, took a nap for like 2 hours later on because I was cold from being outside because it was only like 45 degrees outside and was less than that actually. And I was just in Crocs, gym shorts, and a t-shirt, and I was out there for like 2 hours. So I was like, I'm fucking cold. So I went in and laid down, turned the heater on, my little personal heater, and laid down in front of it and took a nap. So I didn't move very fast anywhere today. Someone says the link, not the link is working. Yeah, the link's working. Some people have trouble with the links for PayPal, but no, it's there. And you don't have to have PayPal to actually donate. You can use your debit card. It's fun. It's worked by PayPal. There's the link again in case anybody is saying they're having trouble with that one. I'll replace the one that's up there because I just got someone tell me that one ain't working for them. Let's see here. Oh, I see that you gave away a wrench to a ginger of all things. I demand a wrench on both channels. Oh, well, demanding one. Well, then, of course, you'll get one right away. 38 special plus P, no good for self-defense, doesn't blow any lungs out. Thoughts? Well, it doesn't blow nobody's lungs out of their body, but I mean, it's fine for self-defense. It's probably going to do the job 95% of the time. But if you want to be prepared for that other 5% of the time, I probably wouldn't recommend it as my first choice. Wasn't feeling good. What's wrong with your fingers? I mean, I don't know. I do have a little bit of feeling loss in my hands and stuff from years of sculpting and drawing and stuff like that, but nothing like in my toes. Since I was in the military, my big toes haven't had any feeling, and now the next to the big toe is on the tip is a little bit tingly. That's probably diabetes. But I originally didn't have any feeling in my toes because of the boots from the Army, years of wearing Army boots. We just got an order over on the website from Toby Person. He got himself some MAGA nets. What did he get? He got pistol in my pocket, smoke them if you got them, and give a hoot MAGA nets. And that's him on PayPal paying for that. That's not a super chat, so I don't need to go over there and check. We have not done well on super chats the last few days. Like the first couple days we were banned, we did all right. I think the last couple of days we made like $20, and that's, if it was a good day. Rumor has it that Bigfoot votes Dem because of the tree-hugging, smelly hippies that are in their group. Should Republicans include more hillbillies to counter the hippie effect on Bigfoot? Well, most hillbillies a lot of hillbillies are Republican. I'm not going to say, the mass majority or anything, but a large number of hillbillies are Republicans. Now, it used to be the opposite. It used to be rural folk were mostly Democrat, but after the big switch, the Dixie Democrats, etc., when the parties kind of adjusted polarity, they're mostly Republicans now. What's the weirdest thing you've done in public? I don't know. I don't know what people consider weird. Carry a gun, probably. Yeehaw! The Colorado assault weapons bill is now killed. Well, that's good. I didn't hear that, but that's good. What's an embarrassing thing you've done that you've never told anyone about? Probably nothing, because most things I've done, I've told people about. Thank you for your help. We appreciate it. We now have 10 dogs. Oh, that's too many dogs. We love animals, so we are just trying to help as many as we can. That's probably too many dogs. What's the most bizarre text you've ever received? I can't remember ever receiving a bizarre text. My local school district says they're under enrolled for the number of students they're supposed to have. Back in the day, truancy officers dealt with this kind of thing. Well, under enrolled is not something a truancy officer would deal with. Truancy officer just deal with enrolled students who aren't showing up for school. If a kid's not enrolled in school, then he's not supposed to be there. If people aren't enrolling their kids, hopefully they're homeschooling them or they're going someplace else. Under enrollment just means that probably the area that school in is dying out. There's not enough people there that have kids of school age to keep it supported. We've had problems like that back home in West Virginia. We've had areas where the population was just getting really old in that county. There wasn't a lot of young kids in the county anymore. Everyone who was young enough to be having younger kids left the county because it was a horrible, horrible, shitty county. It was just mostly coal mines and filthy and everything else. So the schools weren't being able to enroll enough students to keep them operational. So it depends on why they're under. The USMC leather boots were nice. The canvas boots were garbage. Never got over 30 miles on a set of canvas boots. They just started falling apart. The leather boots are what I always wore. I never wore what we called jump boots. Any conspiracy theories you believe in? Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's some I believe, but nothing right off the top of my head. I mean, some things that they call conspiracy theories aren't really conspiracy theories. They're just like vague common sense things. So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's some, but I can't think of any right off the top of my head. Let's see here. I think we got another chat came in. Let's see here. It was Christian Corlson. And let's see if they said anything. Oh, why is it not bringing up there? Come on. Back to translations. Why is it not wanting me to pull that up? It's not. What is this fucking doing? Let me log back in and see if that fixes the problem. Boom, boom. Because it's acting funky on me. All transactions. Christian Carlson, he made a donation. There it came up. He did not put a memo, though, so I went to all that trouble, and he didn't even ask a question. There's people you got to start asking some questions, or else I got to answer these stupid questions from 308. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, trust me. Did you ever request a YouTube button for your channel? My son actually did for me. So I've got a silver button. I mean, that's the only one I'll ever get. My channel ain't gonna get big enough to get any of the others. So my son requested it for me. I never ever thought about it, but he did it. What's the cringiest thing you've ever put on social media? I don't know. Picture of your mom. In Alaska, the native population, only about 6% of their kids went to school. They passed law to fine parents, but the natives were exempt. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to force the natives to follow the laws. They usually have exemptions from that stuff. Around here, though, the natives have a pretty good enrollment rate. They want their kids to go to school. In fact, most of their kids, they actually have a higher rate of going to college because the tribes pay for it mostly. Well, at least the ones that have casinos do. And even the ones that don't. It's like my one of my best friends, his family's native. His mom and his aunt and everybody, they all went to college on the casino or on the tribe's dime. They went to college on the tribe's dime. And they get special perks. So some of them get jobs in the government that they wouldn't get otherwise. Like one of a friend we had that's native, he got to work in Native Affairs liaison office, and he got to work there because he's native, and it was a good government job. So there's perks to it. I mean, doesn't really make up for the uh, centuries of abuse and genocide, but there's some perks to being in some of the tribes. Like I said, education, etc. Portland State University president Ann Cudd said both sides were traumatized by the violent protests at PSU. I'm sure that the arsonists were traumatized. What happened at PSU? I didn't even see anything happen at PSU. Goes to show how big a news it is to me. Have you ever been offered more money for a car than what you paid for it? How much more? Well, yeah. I mean, if we're looking at used cars, because a lot of times I would buy used cars that were junk, fix them up, and I always sold those for more than I paid for them. Like you buy something for $150, $200 because it's not running back in the day, and you get it running, you sell it for $500. But as far as like new cars I bought, when I traded in the Mustang, I got every penny I paid for it back, full MSRP back on it. So that was probably the closest I ever come to making a profit on a car. So if I'd have saved if I'd kept my Supra, I could have traded that in on more money than I spent on it, because it's worth way more than what it was. I bought it used. It was like a year old, but I bought it year or two old, but I bought it used. I think it had 5,000 miles on it when I bought it. It's worth 10 times what I paid for it if I'd held on to it. But I turned around and sold it probably about what I paid for it because I was an idiot and I wanted a truck. Pick up 1,000 rounds of that wussy, I think is what he meant to say. Wussy is not how you spell that. Euro 9mm at local gun shop at 27 cents a round today, going blasting in a couple of weeks. I've been shooting a little bit lately because we had a few days of warm weather, so I've been going down shooting. And it's supposed to get good again this coming week. I think it's supposed to start being nice as of Wednesday. So I'll probably do a little more shooting here soon. Who's more dangerous, Harley Race or Haku? Oof. That would be a really tough one. I think Haku was a little. I think Haku was probably stronger, but Harley Race was probably just more mean spirited. Haku'd hurt you if he had to. I think Harley Race would hurt you if he wanted to. So I don't think I'd mess with either one of them, but I think I'd be more afraid of Harley Race than Haku. Maxine Waters just said that Trump supporters are training in the hills to attack if Biden wins the election. Well, there's probably some that are. I don't think they'll do it, but I don't think it's the majority of Trump supporters. I don't think it's even a substantial number. I think it's just a few nut jobs. We always got nut jobs in every group. Like I said today, that most gun people, the last thing they ever want to do is have to use their gun. That's like there are a few pinheaded, tacty fool examples of otherwise, but they're the tiny minority of nut jobs. Best 44 mag for using against Yankees and Scalawags. I like the 3.75 inch Ruger Talo Super Blackhawk. I mean, if I was going to use 44 mag, I want it to be double action, single action. So I'm probably going to go. Mountain gun. It's hard to beat a mountain gun, Smith & Wesson 629. But the 629 comp I have is the 629 carry comp I have is pretty nice too. Might be my choice. How much does your personality change when you're around different people? Well, not really at all. My personality doesn't change. You might change your behavior around certain people, but your personality doesn't change. Just what sides of yourself you let people see or just what's different. But I don't really even do that these days. For a long time, I've been like, fuck it if they like me, fuck it if they don't. I don't really care. And And I'm not someone who got like that in my 50s. I was like that in my 20s. I was probably a little more sensitive to when people didn't like me back then, but I still didn't change things to make them like me. That's why there's a lot of people. When we first moved to Oregon, a lot of the people that we hung around with in our first social groups did not really care much for me after a while, and it's because I didn't change much, and I'm like, I'm not listening to your bullshit. And also, one of the groups, a lot of people we hung around with, for some reason, when we first moved here, a lot of them ended up being several of the people we knew were Mormons, and I was just like, I am so sick of your Mormon bullshit, especially the gay Mormons. They're self-loathing Christian garbage. I'm just like, fucking get over it, you know. So that made me not popular with them. What's the nicest thing someone has done for you? Oh God, I don't know. Uh, Me personally, well, I can't think of a lot of acts of extreme kindness anyone's ever done for me. But people, I mean, do nice things for you, I mean, all the time, but I can't think of any one thing that stands out. Uh, Except maybe putting up with me for 31 years. Tagging along with conspiracies, you don't believe JFK official line, do you? Well, I believe JFK was killed by Oswald, but I just don't, not Patton Oswald. I just don't believe oh, he was just a crazy, but no, he was working with Russia. He had very close ties to Russia. And it was done with Russian interference and Russian support. And the only reason that they didn't let that become known and they made him sound like he was a lone crazy person is because if they said, well, Russia helped assassinate the president, we'd had to go to war. So they covered that up. I don't know if that's a conspiracy or if that's just common sense, but if you still don't have to pay for the Stang, ever hear anything on it? Not yet. April, well, that's supposed to be April 8th, I thought. Or no, May 8th. Was it May 8th? I think it's supposed to be May 8th. They're supposed to have the hearing on that. So hopefully I'll hear something after that. I haven't heard anything since then. So I haven't got any. I got a lot of stuff in the mail at first, like every other day we were getting stuff in the mail. And I haven't seen anything for a while. So if someone wrote a book about you, what would it be called? Well, I don't know. They'd get to name it if it was their book. They wrote it. Are there blue liberal areas in reference to crime rates differences in rural versus urban areas? Are there blue liberal areas? Oh, are there liberal rural areas? Well, yeah, there are some. Go up Westchester, and go down to uh, around Southern Oregon. There's some very very liberal rural areas, and there's some conservative high population areas. And it doesn't really seem to matter who's in charge, Democrat or Republican. Rural areas are safer, and high population areas are more dangerous. It doesn't seem to matter who's in charge or what laws they have. That's just the rules of it. So it's kind of a non-political phenomenon. Who would you most be afraid of in the DC comic world? Well, I mean, that's kind of fantastical, but I would say, I mean, if we're going to say who am I most afraid would actually kill me, probably be someone who's like a street level criminal who actually just kills people for no reason. So it'd be someone like Joker or something, I guess, because that'd be like the most realistically scary. Now, what about someone like Darkseid who wipes out entire planets? That would be kind of scary too, but I don't find that very plausible. You going to do friend drawing soon? Oh yeah, it's time. So let's go ahead and do the friend drawing and the silver bullet drawing. Let's do the silver bullet drawing first. Let me get that list up. Okay, let me see. Number 1 and 21. Let me get my random number generator up here. Boom. All right. So number is 5. What's that? The winner is it's Randy King. He's actually here tonight, I think. Randy wins with a total of, he had 6 entries because he became a Pets and Vets official supporter. So Randy King, he's actually here tonight. It's Coincy Dinkle. All right, now let's do the big one. Let's do the friend drawing. There's less entries than usual because we have been making very little money and there's fewer supporters. But let's go over and do the random number generator. Boom. 523. Generate. 159. Let me get back to the list. 159. Oh, it looks like someone who got entries from buying merchandise will be the winner. That looks like that's a first for that. You blinked out on me there. 159 is Milo T. And that's not Milo, like T is an initial. I think maybe your last name got cut off because it's Milo T.I. I don't know, is T.I. a last name? If it is, then that's probably, but there might be an Asian last name. But it just says Milo T.I. Milo T.I. And they bought merchandise. They're in the merchandise section. T might be a last name, but I doubt anyone named Milo is last named T. So Milo T, T-I. So if your name is Milo T, T-I, or Milo T-I something, and you're and you bought some merchandise, be checking your email. I'll be sending you an email probably tomorrow. So Milo T and Randy King. Now we'll put them in the computer later. I wrote them down here. So those are the winners for this month. Feel free to get yourself some entries into the drawing for next month by going over. There's a link at the top of the page over here. You can go over and do super chat or become a patron or a subscribe star member. Let me get over here and see if there's any more transactions over here. I think we had a super chat come in from Lucas Imes. And it's not working either. What is it? I'm having to sign back in for every fucking transaction I look up. PayPal is a pain in the ass, just in case anyone's wondering. But we do get to keep more of the money this way, so there's a positive to it. So YouTube cutting us out of the loop. Let's see. What did he say? Did he leave a comment? Watch me get all this trouble and he didn't leave a comment either. Nope, no memo. He didn't leave a question. Remember, if you're going to do this, leave a question so that I can check and see if there's anything I can answer and not have to answer these other questions. I don't see anything from over here either. Like they asked something in the live chat. So. What do you think about Freedom Munitions X-Def? I ran some in my PO1 and my 1911 today and liked it. Don't got any experience with it. Never even heard of it. When do you think Maxine, heavy as 10 boxes, Walters, will finally pass away? Oh, I don't know. Those people can last forever. Those politicians, good people die every day and evil ass fucking politicians live to be like 110. Look, Dick Cheney's still alive. He's pure evil. Do you believe in having one best friend? Well, of course that I believe in it because it happens. It's like saying, do I believe in the color red? Of course I do, because it's real. The nicest thing someone has done for me is every one of y'all who has helped me out with our fur babies. You all are fucking awesome. How much reduced recoil dose the 629 carry comp have over the regular 629? Nothing I would even notice, to be honest. If I saw them like back to back multiple times, I might be able to feel a small difference, but I doubt it. What do you think the most annoying quality a person can have? Asking a bunch of stupid questions. In the DC universe, I would be afraid of getting killed by Lobo. I just don't think I would ever run into Lobo in my everyday life. I don't think I would have a bounty on my head, so I don't think he'd be looking for me. And I don't think I would be anywhere where he was looking for somebody. And if I was, I think I'd just leave and get out of his way. Let him do his job. You can reconnoiter an area, but you cannot connoiter it. Yeah, reconnoiter is a weird word anyway. It's one of those words that all through, like when I was training in the military, AIT, etc., whenever I'd see that word, I'd be like, that can't be the right word. That can't be how you say it. But it was. What are we doing on time? We got like 12 minutes left. Or wait, more than that. 13 minutes left. Cops in rural Wisconsin shot a teen to death who was wielding a pellet rifle outside of his middle school. Cops are idiots. Memos are being left. They just ain't making it through. Did you leave a memo? Because some people that have left memos tonight have made it through. If you make a super chat and your memo doesn't get through, make sure to leave a chat over here in the live chat and I will answer it. But seems like some people are getting them to go through. I don't know why it would only work for some people. Who do you think shouldn't be a celebrity? Sports figures. Do you think that scientists should just go ahead and make a woolly mammoth already? Well, I mean, I think when they have the ability to fully do it, they probably will. But right now, they've got a lot of stuff to iron out, I think. I don't think they could just make one right now. I mean, they could do their best, but I think they're trying to get it where it's a little better chance it'll actually work well. But I got no problem with them doing it. I don't got a problem with genetic engineering or any of this other stuff usually. So not too worried about it. What is the optimal vehicle for driving to a public range? I guess the one you own would be the best one. I wouldn't want to try to drive someone else's or steal one or anything. Got to ask these dumb questions, keep the conversation going. What if I wasn't for the I could just leave. I could go do other things. We're not going to make money for pets and vets or anything like that and not get any viewership because we're on an off channel. There's really not a reason for stay around if there's no questions. It was described as a pellet gun that looked like a real gun. How long should cops wait to find out if it's real or not? Here's the thing. If it's a little kid just got a pellet gun and they ain't seen no one get shot or shot at, then don't go shooting little kids with toy guns. Period. Have you considered making the owl design a flag, especially in the small size? I plan on buying another small flag this payday. Well, I can make it into a flag. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. If they make a mammoth, I want my own personal one to ride around on. Actually, I want a miniature one. I want one that's about the size of a miniature pony. That's what I would want. Are you into gardening? No, not at all. Does not interest me. I grew up having to work a garden, work crops, basically. We called it the garden, but it was acres of planting. I grew up having to work at, and I don't want to work it anymore. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it if I don't have to. I can if I need to. And we do grow crop stuff up here. It's not optimal up here to try and grow anything because of how short our growing season is. Because, it's always like 10 degrees cooler up here than it is down in the city. or down like where the farmlands and stuff are. So it shortens the growing season. We do have a greenhouse to start stuff early that then we can put out and stuff, and we can winter stuff in the greenhouse. But it's just a lot of work for stuff I can go buy pretty cheap at a local farm. Sadly, in the county I reside within in Southwest Virginia, no longer has any FFL other than the Walmart that offers a few long guns only. Lost a gun store and a pawn shop. Well, yeah, that's happening everywhere. But people saved $1.80 on their ammo that they bought. What's your guilty pleasure movie TV show? Well, I don't really understand the guilty pleasure thing, because if I like it, I like it. I don't really care. What's something I really enjoy that most people, I guess, fail videos. I like fail videos. That's like lowest common denominator entertainment, but I like it. I like watching fat people fall down. Especially like fat women falling down, because they don't even bother to put their hands out. They just go right on their face. Like titty's face. Boom, boom, boom. So probably that. The automaker Stellantis plans to produce hydrogen-powered Ram 5500 trucks in Mexico. I saw that. They've got the new hydrogen engines coming, which is what I thought should have been the first step in getting away from gasoline. But people wanted to do hybrids and electric and stuff first. I always thought hydrogen was the way to go. Now, I do understand that they thought there'd be a lot of public uh, resistance to hydrogen, because it is a pressurized gas and you'd have to go to a pressurized station, and people are afraid of that. But that's no reason. And people are afraid, oh, it'll explode if I hit, yeah, that can all be taken care of. So do you have any familiarity with Igman ammo? Never heard of it. Bought some for the first time and had tons of failures in my 92A1 that has the LTT trigger job. You think it was the ammo or the gun? Probably the ammo if you've never shot it before and you don't have problems with that gun the other time. Did you see that carjacker slam into the victim? No, I did not. I saw about those two guys in Mexico that got carjacked, shot in the head, and threw in a well. I didn't want to see it, but I saw it. Hell, I haven't been able to buy a new gun in so long. I've actually recently sold a couple to help fund care of our fur babies. Well, that happens. Yeah, these damn fossil fuels, we need to switch to hydrogen fuel for the longest time. I just think hydrogen's better alternative than pure electric and stuff. It's cleaner. It's clean, just as clean, and it's actually cleaner in some ways. If you live in areas where, like where we live, electric cars are very clean because it's mostly hydroelectric power. If you live somewhere where the only power you get is from a coal plant, well, then they're not as clean as they would be. They're still cleaner than electric cars, but hydrogen would be cleaner. Where at? I think we are out of questions. I've gotten. Let me see. Did we get? I don't think we got enough super chats to do a drawing tonight. We haven't done a drawing in a while because we just really haven't gotten any super chats. Same thing tonight. There's not really enough. There's like 1, 2, 3. There's 3 super chats tonight. So it shows you how bad we've been doing on earnings lately. We could probably just not do live chats while YouTube has us banned and be just as well off. What's the byproduct for hydrogen? It's water. How does hydrogen hold up in cold weather? It should be just fine. You're still burning. Well, not burning would not be the right. You still have a fuel cell that's collecting. Yeah, collecting the hydrogen to burn, so it's still burning. It just puts out, you get the oxygen flowing out. So I guess that's the byproduct. But where am I at? I think we are done. I answered the super chats. We did the drawing for the friend. That was Milo TI. I don't know if that's T or just their name got cut off when they were entering stuff, because that's true of a lot of y'all over here. You don't know how to enter your names properly. And the winner of the silver bullet is Randy King, who was a Pets and Vets supporter, the Pets and Vets level over on Patreon. Let's see here. It could also be that times are getting more difficult. I spent $15 to $130 every trip to the grocery store, and it's just a few items. Gas going up doesn't help either. What are they talking about? But yeah, right now, corporations are just sucking the people dry with their profiteering. They're all making massive profits, biggest profits we've ever made, especially the oil companies, biggest profits we've ever made. But then they act like, well, just keeping up with inflation. Well, then those two things can't be true at the same time. Did you watch the Fallout series on Prime? I didn't even play the games, but I thought the show was pretty good. I never played the games, but I watched it. I liked it. So I'll watch it the next one. So, but my son will say like, oh, well, this character didn't play such a big role in the games, or that's not the way it was in the games. And I'm like, I don't fucking care because I don't play the games. So it doesn't bother me. Now, if it's something I know very well and then I watch it, like when they make a superhero movie out of a comic book or something, and then I'm like, well, that's not the way that is. That's not how their powers work. That's not this. They've changed. That bothers me. But with Fallout, it didn't bother me because I've never played the game. So I had no idea what was supposed to be. Where am I at? I don't see any other chats coming in. And like I said, we got all three of the super chats. What is that? Oh, that was what I was doing. So I think that's it for us today. I don't really see the series Fallout had a similar premise to.
Okay, I found this on the web for the series Fallout had a similar.
I didn't ask you to do anything. Shut up, Siri. The series Fallout had a similar premise to the earlier series called The Silo. I don't think that's really a very unique premise, to be honest. But unless Silo had the same mutants and zombies and all this other stuff, then I doubt it's just someone coming from underground. Doesn't really. So I don't know how close it is or not. I saw Fallout just yesterday. I also watched Halo before and didn't know either of them, so I just got to enjoy the show. Yeah, my son really did not like Halo. He really hated the changes they made in that for some reason. I thought it was fair to middling as far as quality. I didn't love it, but it wasn't the worst thing I ever saw either. So, what is your thoughts on FN firearms? Well, FN makes fine firearms. They're not really my cup of tea in most cases. In fact, the only one I've had that I really like is the 5.7, and that's just because it's kind of unique. Originally, I didn't think they were that great of quality, but they really upped their quality over the years. They used to, you get an FN, it rattled like a bag of pennies. But later on, it was they're a lot nicer. The newer ones are a lot nicer. And I like they had very, very early with the adjustable back straps and all their stuff. So it was nice builds, and the 45 tactical was really nice. So, I mean, they make good product. They just not really my cup of tea because most of them are polymer. In the series, The Silo, the people were afraid to go outside, even though it was actually safe to do so. Well, yeah, see, like I said, though, that's not very unique because even when we first started watching Silo, within like 5 minutes into the very first episode, I was like, let me guess, it's fine outside and there's tons of people living out there already. And that turned out that was the case. Best fast food place, Long John Silver's, and then Kentucky Fried Chicken. Long John Silver's, #1. No, that's not right. That's Hong Kong Phooey. We're out of time. So thanks everybody for coming. I do appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always, well, wait, I'm getting into it really fast. Aren't I? Well, first, I want to say thanks to everybody who helped support the channel, everyone who's a patron, a subscribe star member, anyone who does super chats, anyone who does anything to support the channel financially. I appreciate it. People who just watch the videos, I appreciate that also, especially if you thumb them up or go over and join me on YouTube and spread my videos around on YouTube. I appreciate that too. But like I said, thanks for everything y'all do. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. You are out of your West Virginia uneducated butt if you think that Long John's is good eating. Someone should report you as mentally handicapped. Oh, Long John Silver's is freaking awesome. It's the best fast food out there. Better than burgers any day. I've never eaten at a fast food restaurant yet that I like the burgers. Not even the ones that are supposedly not fast food, that are sit down family dining like Red Robin. They don't do burgers like Long John Silver's does fish. I don't even like fish, and I love Long John Silver's. So that shows you how good they are. But like I said, see y'all later.